Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tutorials of Tone. My name is Alex. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're talking about today the only Carrie Underwood song I can really tolerate. It's just not my thing. But this is Southbound. Super cool tune, especially from a tonal standpoint, and I had a lot of fun a few years ago developing this preset to really dial it in to that studio recording. I've hung on to it all these years, and I still enjoy diving into it from time to time. Let's go into this preset and see what makes it tick. First up, we have our input block. Everything is at stock settings for a change. No change of the threshold of the gate on this one. For our first tone, our clean tone, we are rolling off significantly on the low end. We've got this high pass filter thing going on. So we've taken this graphic EQ, put it in front of the amp. It really only runs on this one sound. We've taken out 31 and 63 Hertz at 12 dB, 125 at -7.5, and 250 at -2.5. That gives us that nice without it. Lots of low end, and this tune is not known for that, especially on this tone, so there it remains. We then go to the bulk of our tone for the entire tune, the Suhr Badger. This is a great amp, something I don't often get to use, but man, I loved playing this. So our gain for this is at 4.5. We've taken out the bass quite a bit. We're at 2 there. Bring up the treble to 6.2, master volume riding at 5, and our bright switch is engaged. For our clean tone, we have a 26 Hertz low cut, 8500 Hertz high cut, and we are running into a pair of Bogner cabs, 4x12 Euro with a 57 and then a 121 rolled down 7.5 dB, just blending it in to taste. We've got an 80 Hertz low cut and a 10K high cut on our cab. Throughout this preset, we are running a medium plate reverb at entirely stock settings, but as we're running it in parallel, we are taking the level down to -15 dB, just giving us a little squish. Nice. Also in parallel, we are running this mono tape delay at 100 milliseconds. So there's really not a lot to be said for it. Kick it. You know, just not a lot there, just an extra ambience added to this tone in particular. We're at -15 dB on the level as we are running in parallel. For our pre-chorus tone, our graphic EQ changes channels. Everything is now set flat, but our level going into the amp is -4 dB. Really wanted to clean that up a bit, hitting the front of the amp. We are again using the same amp, the Suhr Badger. Also in our pre-chorus, after the amp, we have 2 effects running in parallel. First up, we have our VCA tremolo. We have pretty stock settings here, 5 Hertz for the rate, 80% depth. But we've taken down the level quite significantly to -10 dB. It's there, it's noticeable, but it's not that prominent. On the other side of that coin, we have a dual chorus, the left of which is at 1 Hertz for oscillation and 0.4 Hertz for the right side. In our tone page, we have 120 Hertz low cut and a 4K high cut, a really narrow banded chorus, but just helps move that tone, especially since it's really only guitar making that section move. Our level is at -3 dB. For the pre-chorus, we're also switching from a mono tape delay to a stereo tape delay set to an 1/8 note. So if you get to run in stereo, you're going from a mono signal to a really wide chorused, tremoloed, and delayed signal. This is set up almost 3 times as fast as we had it for our first tone. So we have, very nice. And for our overdrive channel, we are rocking the Dirty Shirley. We're working into the exact same cab, but our gain is set to 6.5. We've rolled down the bass and added a cut switch. Our mids are at noon, and our treble just about 1 o'clock. We bring the presence up quite a bit, and a little bit of depth in there to compensate for all of that preamp bass that we've rolled out. We have really nothing to speak of for our low cut, but an 8500 hertz high cut. That sounds like this. Really, really rocking. Always loved dialing this one in. For scene 4, we switch over to a Friedman BEV3. We are again and still running into our Bogner cabs. For our solo tone, our delay switches over to a digital stereo delay set to a quarter note of our BPM, which is 101. And it sounds like this. A lot of big tails on that one. Now, as you can tell, not a lot of gain on that tone. We have our gain set to noon. Again, the bass rolled off, treble brought up a bit. Presence and depth quite considerably brought up. Quite a significant low cut on this one. 452 hertz on that amp. Really trying to just dial back all of that low end, hitting the front of the amp. And if we take it out, we'll A-B that. And without. Gets real woofy when you hit that low F. And this is exclusively a lead tone, which we are about to input boost. So, keeping that dialed right where we have it. And for our final scene, we have the solo plus boost tone that is used exclusively for the end of the song with the dual harmonized leads. We're using an input boost, and we are on a neutral boost type with 12 dB of a boost level. Just the stock settings there really helps add a lot, and that sounds like this. And of course, as always, we have our 3 dB boost at the end of our chain. This really helps bring our leads out front, and if we so choose or have a situation where maybe the sound guy doesn't want us boosting our leads, we can bypass the filter block and keep everything perfectly at unity gain. It's a great way to jump out in the mix very subtly and come right back without getting your fader turned down. Well, that about does it for this preset and this video. If you enjoyed this, there are plenty more videos throughout the channel that you can check out with Fractal 101s, gear reviews, playthroughs, and of course, tutorials of tone. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you all next time.